Good afternoon, I'm Adelina Kolpakcia and this is Black Country Radio. Stafford's residents are demanding the return of a 24-hour emergency department to the town's hospital. Last week, NHS bosses announced there would be no consultants at the A&E department after 5 p.m. Cuts have already seen accident and emergency hours reduced to 8 a.m. to midnight, and under 16s with serious illnesses can no longer be treated at the West Road site. Early today, Lynn Butler spoke to the local callings for an end to cuts.
Some 2,500 people have now signed a petition demanding to know where cuts at the county hospital will end. And on the streets of Stafford today, locals told me a round-the-clock service was vital and that they believed the part-time A&E could be putting their lives at risk.
On Sunday evening, I had a turn with my eyes looking at you and my vision went to a side. I thought I was literally going to die. I thought I was having a heart attack. This was in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. I couldn't go anywhere. I thought about phoning, but if I phoned, I thought it's not going to be any good because I have to go all the way to Stoke from Stafford. There's no accident and emergency. I've seen the queues myself. They're out in corridors for 2 or 3 or 4 hours on trolleys. People are having children on the way to Stoke. This is an appalling situation. This is the major city in Staffordshire.
I just don't know where it's going to end, and we need a hospital. We've always had a hospital, and I just don't know what's gone wrong. I just wish that they could be truthful and honest. Open up our A&E 24/7. Get doctors, reassure us that they're fully qualified and that you will be seen.
Dr John Oct, Medical Director with the University Hospitals North Midlands Trust, said last week that high standards of care would continue despite the consultancy cuts. Three suspected drug dealers have been arrested after a series of police raids. Staffordshire Police carried out searches at 4 addresses on Friday and Saturday in Codsall and Purton. Controlled drugs, including crack cocaine and heroin, were seized from 3 of the premises located on Willow Drive, Lime Tree Road and Brookfield Road, while cannabis was also recovered along with cultivation equipment and £1,000 worth of cash. 3 men, aged 22, 30 and 32, all from Wolverhampton, were subsequently arrested on suspicion of possession with intent to supply Class A and B drugs. They have all been released under investigation. Staffordshire Police have recorded a record 25% increase in hate crimes across the county over the past year. To the end of September, there were 1,624 hate crimes, compared with 1,301 in the previous year. Transgender hate crimes in Staffordshire saw the biggest annual increase of 260%, with a rise from 10 to 36 reports. The figures were released in a Home Office report yesterday and relate to offences motivated by prejudice based on a person's race or religion, sexual orientation, disability, gender or other characteristic. A spokesperson for the force said the biggest increase in overall hate crimes followed the 3 terror incidents in Manchester and London earlier this year, reflecting a national trend.
Now our reporters are being talked to the public on the idea of Boris Bike.
Hundreds of Boris bikes will be available to hire across the Black Country next year after a new scheme was unanimously backed. The West Midlands Combined Authority signed off on the project, which will offer up to 5,000 street cycles placed at sites across the region from next spring. Will they help people to become more active?
Yeah, definitely.
So if I've got them in town, I'd use it, yeah.
Around town it's a lot easier if you've got children as well, so your child could ride it as well.
The system works by bikers using either a smartphone app or by calling a hotline number collecting the bikes from terminals.
Our reporter Laura discusses the fly tipping.
Fly tipping has become a big problem in Wolverhampton. Since 2016 there has been almost 8,000 reports on street fly tipping. The city of Wolverhampton is not alone. It has now become a national problem, with 97 reports of fly tipping waste on public property. Since the new government, Wolverhampton Council has issued 9 fines, which is currently totalled up to a whopping £4,400. The new law enables Wolverhampton Council to issue fines on the spot, giving a penalty up to £400. Wolverhampton Council representative Adam Drew is here to tell us more.
It's bad for the environment for one, and it costs a lot of money, and it damages the wildlife, chemicals that people drop and work for the council. You never know what you're going to get, so you've always got to be cautious.
And now our reporter Andrew will tell us the latest on sports and weather.
At the weekend, Wolverhampton Wanderers managed to attract over 30,000 fans to Molyneux. But get this, the Wolves under-9s was watched by almost 500,000 back in China. A Chinese team was selected through the sports development group of Thomas Cook to come to play the under-9s at the Sir Jack Hayward training ground. Walsall got their 4th consecutive draw in EFL League One last night after they drew 1-1 with the MK Dons at the Stadium MK. The Dons took the lead in the first half through Chuck Sanike, but then Tyler Roberts converted from the penalty spot to secure a point for the Saddlers, who now sit 16th with 16 points in the league. And now for the weather. It's currently 10 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies and outbreaks of rain expected. Temperatures this afternoon will rise to 11 degrees Celsius.
I'm Adelina Kopacci. Tune in at 6 p.m. for evening news. Goodbye.